live stream lectures, and I hope everybody can see me well. And before I get started, I just want to take a moment to thank all of my supporters and everyone for supporting my YouTube channel. You know, my YouTube channel would not be where it's at today without all of my supporters. So with that being said, let's get on down to today's very important lecture, which is I'm going to give you a powerful tip on how to grow your YouTube channel. And the key to that is you got to show up like it's a job. If you want your channel to pay you like a job, you got to show up like it is a job. Rather you're trying to get monetized or rather you are already monetized. The key to continuously growth of your channel, no matter where it's at this point, you have got to show up as a content creator like it is a job so you can get paid for like it's a job. And by evidence, because there really is a business side to being a content creator. There's a business side to YouTube. My channel has been, is a little 4 years old, but my channel is a little over 2 years old, being monetized. So it's a business, people. By evidence, if you monetize on YouTube, send us a 1099. We get a 1099 at the end of the year to reflect the amount of money we made as a content creator for that whole year. So you got to show up and treat it like a job if you want it to pay you like a job. And a most important tip in terms of growing your channel, to continuously grow your channel, you gotta have that business plan in place. With measurable goals, objectives in the middle, and on the far right of that business plan, any projected due date, target date that you want to reach in relation to each goal. Currently right now, and I don't just have YouTube goals, I have various goals on my strategic business plan. Right now, my business plan is 28 pages long. I have YouTube goals on here. I have goals on here for my company, Parents and Associates Resource Center. I have various goals on my strategic business plan. But you better believe I got several goals on my strategic business plan in relation to YouTube. And I'm gonna give you an example of a recent goal I put on my strategic business plan as a content creator. The goal is to reach my first 1 million subscribers. That's a goal. That's a measurable goal that I wrote down on the far left of my strategic business plan for YouTube. And in the middle of that goal, I wrote down action steps, specific, measurable, objective action steps in the middle of my business plan that link to the goal that is going to have a direct impact on my channel hitting its first 1 million subscribers. And some of those action steps mean the things I must do. Action, measurable, objective. Some of those steps I must do that tie into the goal that's going to have a direct impact on me reaching my first million subscribers is, as a content creator and as a businesswoman, and not just for my YouTube channel, but I spend a tremendous amount of money on advertising, for YouTube paid advertising, to market certain of my products, my service, my brand, certain of my YouTube videos. And when I do that, when I spend advertising money to market certain of my YouTube videos, that has a direct impact on my views, my watch hours, my money, everything, because now I'm paying for YouTube paid advertising to market certain videos. And what that does is that money I pay for that exposes that particular video, that promotional video, to the masses, people. And whatever money I spend on marketing certain YouTube videos, I turn around and write that off as a 100% business write-off. So, and I've been doing, and I don't just spend YouTube paid advertising to market certain YouTube videos. I pay YouTube paid promotional videos to market my book title, Awake Financial Freedom, and that has had a direct impact on the explosive growth of sales of my book, increase on my sales revenue for my publishing company. You know, I have done marketing videos, paid videos to market my company, Paris and Associates Resource Center. But I say that to say, in any business, you're going to have to be prepared to invest a certain amount of money on marketing in order to market your service, your product, your brand, your YouTube channel, your business, or whatever other services that you may have. That's key to any growth, people. Another powerful tip in terms of that I got on my strategic business plan that is going to have a direct impact on me reaching my first 1 million subscribers is I do daily post. You know, you gotta, if you want to get paid, if your channel is monetized or you're trying to get monetized, if you want your revenue to get to the point where it's paying you like a job, you're gonna have to do the work. You're gonna have to do the footwork. You're gonna have to approach it like a job. And what I've done that on my strategic business plan, and I've been doing this aggressively now for several months. You know, wherever your YouTube channel is at, if you want to begin to see growth in your channel as a content creator, if you want to push your videos into the algorithm, you are going to have to post daily. Yes, you are going to have to post daily. You're going to have to, if you want to get paid as a content creator, like as a job, you're going to have to show up like it is a job. You know, and when I say post daily, the beauty of that is, you know, it can be a short, it can be a live stream, just like I'm doing this live stream right now. It can be a video upload. It can be a podcast. However you want to do it, you know, you're going to have to post on a daily basis. You know, I do a mixture of everything. I do relational lectures. I do video uploads. I do shorts. I do live streams. And, you know, and one of the objectives, one of the action steps that I wrote down on my strategic business plan also is to reach my first 5,000 published content. I'm very close to hitting that benchmark. And that is also going to have a direct impact on my channel reaching its first 1 million subscribers. So laid out on my strategic business plan, I have goals within goals. I have measurable objectives within measurable objectives that all tie into the ultimate goal of hitting that benchmark or that first 1 million subscribers. This is critical. If you want to get paid, especially if your channel is already monetized, we are considered a 1099 independent contractor. By evidence, YouTube sent us our 1099 at the end of the year to reflect how much money that content creator has made for the whole year. So once you're monetized, you are an independent contractor. So if you want to get paid like it's a job, if you want to see increase in your monthly checks, then these are some tips and strategies that you're going to have to do in order to make that happen. Or follow these tips and strategies no matter where you are in your YouTube channel, rather you're monetized or not, if you just want to see growth. Another key strategy that ties into my strategic business plan and growth of my channel is critical to have work-life balance as a content creator. You know, the cameras ain't following Marie Holiday every day. I approach this like a job because it is a job, it is a business. I have that business model in place. I have that strategic business plan in place. I get my 1099 at the end of each year from YouTube. There are community guidelines I gotta follow. So the business model is in place. So in knowing that, you know, when I publish my content, whether it's a short or a live stream or a video upload or a podcast, when I've done my job as a content creator, I deplug and I move on with the rest of my day. The cameras ain't following me 24/7. As a content creator, the world is not into my private life. You know, I'm coming on in front of these cameras with a specific agenda to deliver. I'm going to acknowledge my supporters, and then I'm going to present my topic. I'm going to present my meat. I'm going to bring it to closure. I'm going to acknowledge again, and I'm going to deplug, and I'm going to move on with the rest of my day. And that's the approach I take, and that has had a direct impact on the growth of my channel, because I understand, have that mindset. It is a business. I'm going to approach it like a business. I'm going to embrace that work-life balance. I'm going to do what I need to do behind the scene in terms of outlining my strategic business plan, marking off those goals as I meet those goals on that business plan. I'm going to be looking at my business plan. I'm going to be touching my business plan. I'm going to be revising my business plan for all of the goals that I have on here. My business plan is right at 29 pages. And YouTube ain't the only goals I'm working on. I have multiple goals on here I'm working on simultaneously that has absolutely nothing to do with YouTube, people. But I'm just presenting to the world right now in terms of, if you want to make money like a job as a content creator, then you need to show up like it is a job and follow some of these tips and strategies. Another key piece in terms of growing my channel is I think it's critical as a content creator, especially for Marie Holiday, is I keep God first in everything I do. I'm guided by the Spirit in terms of what topics I'm going to do versus, presenting my lectures versus off what the masses want or versus off analytics. No, I create my content for audience of one, and that's God. I create my content for me, guided by the Spirit, and everything else will fall in place. Because as a content creator, when you begin to switch up your topics and your content based on the new trends that are out there, new trends occur and unfold hour by hour, day by day, when you begin to create your content based on what the masses want, then what's happening is you will no longer be in control of your channel. The masses will be in control of your channel. Your analytics will be in control of your channel. Your YouTube channel will be controlling you versus you being in control of your channel. And so then you're going to lose sight of that work-life balance, and you're going to be all over the place. No, the key to success as a content creator, you are in the driver's seat. You control what you're going to present. Keep God first. Create your content for audience of one, guided by the Spirit. Create your content for yourself, because if a person is really coming to your channel, they'll come into your channel based off your content, based off your knowledge, skills, and ability that you're imparting onto this world. And they come into your channel because they know you got the goods to bring to the table. They're going to be aware that you're not driven by every trend that unfolds every hour. They're gonna know that you're not driven by the masses. They're gonna know that you're not driven by numbers and analytics. They're gonna be able to discern your spirit, and they're gonna know that you're presenting your topic based off being guided by the Spirit, and you're presenting your topics based off your interests versus the masses. That is why they're coming to your channel. That is why they're subscribing to your channel. That is why they're returning to your channel, because they're gonna know you're the real deal. Because the minute you begin to lose sight of your vision as a content creator, then that means you're no longer in control of your channel. You're being driven by whatever somebody wants you to do, or whatever topic they want you to do, or whatever. If you get a brand deal, you're going to begin to switch up topics based off that brand deal. No, don't do all that. Everything else will fall in place when you stick to this blueprint in terms of doing these things for continued growth of your channel. Treat it like a business. Show up like it's a job if you want to get paid like it is a job. And I'm here to tell you, my channel, to the point I don't even keep up with my subscriber count anymore. I'm aware that I think it's around 320,000, which is evidence. All of this I'm talking about is evidence that my blueprint is working for this channel, and I've followed this blueprint since day one. And I'm not going to stray away from my approach or my mission, goals, and objective of my YouTube channel. I'm going to keep God first. And most importantly, and I've said this before, if you do not have a strategic business plan in place for any goal, specifically for your YouTube channel, if you do not have a strategic business plan in place with measurable goals on the far left of that business plan, with objectives, at least 3 objectives in the middle of that business plan that link directly to the goal to the left, and on the far right of that business plan, a projected due date, a target date that you want to achieve that goal, then you are setting yourself up for failure. Because if you don't have that business plan in place, how are you going to measure the progress of your channel? You're not. You got to be looking at that business plan, touching that business plan, revising that business plan on a daily basis. This is basic business people 101. This is the blueprint. I've always known this. And I'm telling you, just like I got one of my recent goals on here is, I don't know if the audience is aware, about a couple of months ago, as a content creator, you know, my channel now has tapped into a whole nother stratosphere. And now my channel, just recently, a couple of months ago, now has met all of the criteria for brand connect. So now what that means is at a certain point, corporations are going to be sending me contracts. I can go into my YouTube studio to review that contract, accept a decline. And that's where the real money is, people. When corporations begin to pay that content creator revenue to market their service and products and brands across my channel, only after you have entered a contractual agreement. That's not the same as ad revenue. You know, when you're talking about brand deals, when your channel get to a certain point in your YouTube studio, what's going to surface is the title Brand Connect. And that's where you can literally, corporate America, can go in and take a look at your media kit to make a decision on whether or not they want to send you that contract. But that's a process. My channel is over 4 years old, and it took 4 years to get to that level. And I say that to say, if I would not have been following this blueprint in terms of show up like it's a job, have that business model in place, if I wouldn't have been following that basic blueprint, my channel would have never hit the stratosphere of now positioning itself to get brand deals by major corporations who is going to pay this content creator, after we've gone into a contractual agreement, money to run their product, service, and brand across my channel. And I'm telling you, it's no secret to this. It's no shortcuts to this. You know, you have got to show up and treat it like a job. You have got to have that work-life balance. You have got to create your content for God. You have got to create your content for yourself versus the masses. And I'm telling you, this blueprint has worked for me. You have got to post daily. You have got to post. And I don't care if you have 1 subscriber or 100 subscribers or 1 million subscribers. As a content creator, if you want to see continued growth, you must post content on a daily basis. One of the goals I got on my business plan, I got a little behind on this goal because I got impacted by a hurricane. But luckily I still was able to sell my minimalistic home, and I'm displaced for a minute until I purchased my next home. But I'm all good because my insurance company covered everything. But I say that to say, you know, one of the goals that I have on my strategic business plan that directly links to my long-term goal is to hit my first 1 million subscribers. So some measurable steps, some objectives that I have in the middle of my business plan that's going to directly link to hitting that first 1 million subscribers is I'm publishing content, 20 published content a day. And I've been going at that rate now for well over a month and a half, 20 published contents a day until I hit the benchmark on my first 5,000 published content. By me doing that, understand, world, that it's going to also have a direct impact on me hitting that first 1 million subscribers. Because as you publish content, you know, you're getting views, you're getting watch hours, you're getting subscribers, you're getting people are sending you super chats if you are monetized. So you're accomplishing multiple benchmarks within benchmarks when you are publishing daily. You know, it's something about shorts that touches the algorithm differently versus live stream, versus podcast, versus video upload. It takes zero effort to do a short. And once I hit, and I'm very close to hitting that first 5,000 published content, very close. But once I hit that first 5,000 published content, then I'm going to go into my strategic business plan and write down the date that that goal was achieved, the date that I achieved the first 5,000 published content. I'm going to write down the achievement date of that goal. That goal will be done. And then I'm going to continue on with other little goals I'm working on that's going to have a direct impact on the ultimate goal of 1 million subscribers, you know, in terms of daily published content. When I hit that first 5,000 published content, then I'm going to go in and adjust the amount of published content I'm going to do on a daily basis. I'm going to drop it from 20 to 10. So that's a lot. It sounds like a lot, but it's not, because you can easily do 10 shorts like that. You can do 20 shorts like that, you know, daily. You know, I get an early start in the morning, get up early, knock out some shorts, move on the rest of my day, deplug. So all of this is written down on my strategic business plan. Because I'm telling you, I'm driven, what drives me is this here, my strategic business plan. That's the driving force. That's the success behind this channel, people. That's the success behind my book title, Awake Financial Freedom. That's success behind my company, Paris and Associates Resource Center. I have various goals on my strategic plan, applicable to my company, applicable to my book, applicable to my YouTube channel, and many other personal goals that I have on my strategic business plan. And I'm constantly looking at this. I've always known to have a business plan. So that's just one example. And you got to make sure that for every goal in the middle of that the goal on the far left, and in the middle of that business plan, you're going to write down all of the measurable objectives that link to that goal. And then on the far right of that business plan, you're going to write down the projected due date that you say that you're going to have that goal achieved. Because if you don't put a projected due date on the goal that you say that you're going to achieve, then how are you going to measure your progress? If you're not looking at this business plan, revising the business plan, updating the business plan, if you don't have that business plan somewhere readily available where you can look at it the minute you wake up in the morning, it's in your eyesight. You just no escape from it. You know, anywhere you go inside of your home, you're going to see that damn business plan. You can't escape it. So you got to have it readily available in your eyesight as a constant reminder, so you won't lose sight of anything that you wrote down on that business plan. It cannot escape you. And you got to be prepared from time to time to discuss that business plan. Talk to other people about that are close in your circle about that business plan. You know, and I'm telling you, I've done this all my life, and this strategy has worked for me. So when I became a content creator, the first thing I did before I published my first video over 4 years ago, the first thing I did is I literally wrote down my first goal on my business plan as a YouTube content creator. And way back then, and I'm sure you all can guess on what that number one goal that I wrote down as a content creator way back then, it was the goal I put was to get monetized. That was simple enough. That was the goal on the far left. And in the middle of that strategic business plan, so I put down some steps that I had to take in order to achieve that goal, is to publish content daily. I literally did that. Another objective I put down was I was in a natural environment, heavily marketing my YouTube channel, in the trenches, people, talking about my channel, getting folks to subscribe to my channel. The criteria that I had to go through to get monetized during my time, we needed 1,000 subscribers, and we needed 4,000 watch hours within 365 days. That was a tremendous feat. It literally took me 2.5 years to monetize my channel, because I had to constantly, and what helped me monetize my channel after I hit year 2 was I was constantly going in and looking at my strategic business plan and writing down what goals were met. I was revising stuff. Certain things I wrote down wasn't working. I had to readjust some things. I had to change my mindset. But I couldn't have done all that if I wouldn't have had all this written down on paper. I'm telling you, I couldn't have done all that in terms of getting my channel monetized if I wouldn't have been looking at that strategic business plan and going in and making adjustments or crossing out things or putting things, due dates or dates down when certain things were met. So I'm telling you, there's no way I could have tracked my progress without looking at something on paper. And after 2.5 years, my channel got monetized, and the rest is history. Year 3 and 4 last year, as a content creator, I saw explosive growth in my channel, because that ties into I was constantly looking at my strategic business plan. I was investing more into advertising. I was out there. I did live footage when I went to Cairo, Egypt, as a content creator. When I went to Cairo, Egypt, I saw explosive growth all the way around in my YouTube channel. I saw explosive growth in the sales of my book. I saw explosive growth in the money I made when I took that guided tour to Cairo, Egypt as a content creator. But make no mistake, people, the foundation was already laid before I went to Cairo. I don't do the footwork. I laid the foundation. The blood, sweat, and tears was already laid before I went. I worked hard to monetize my channel. I can clearly remember when I only had 2 subscribers on my channel, people. 2. Me and my daughter. I can clearly remember after that first year as a content creator, I only got 100 subscribers after 1 year. 100 subscribers. I remember that. And that's when I really had to go back in and look at my strategic business plan, and I had to make some adjustments, because what I was doing that first year wasn't working. It was not working. I had to go in and look at and study that business plan and everything I wrote down, because something was not working. And when I went in and wrote down some new goals and new objectives on that business plan going into year 2, in addition to changing my mindset, one of the things I did in the year 2 that I didn't do in year 1 is I was physically out there in the natural environment, in my zip code, physically walking up to well over 100 plus people amongst strangers in the natural environment, marketing my channel like I was running for office. Literally, imagine this for a moment. Walking up to 100 plus strangers in your zip code to engage in dialogue. To engage them in dialogue. That took time, that took effort. I did all this after I got off work. I was still in the workforce during that time. There was a particular gas station that I would go to every day after work and be up there for hours to meet people in the natural environment, to engage in discussion. And it wasn't just walking up to these strangers and say, hey, subscribe to my channel. No, I had to first establish rapport. There you go. I had to introduce myself. I had to draw information out there. I had to engage in dialogue. I'm doing all this with 100 plus strangers a month. And then what I was noticing, that these people who I was engaging in dialogue, they were beginning to communicate, they were beginning to self-disclose all this information to this stranger that they met at the gas station, telling me about their goals and dreams and aspirations, their problems. They were telling me about their future plans. They were telling me about their struggles. For whatever reason, they discerned my spirit. And I would listen. And I would listen to these strangers. They were using me as a sounding board as they vented their frustrations in terms of whatever was going on with their day or their week or their month. Some of them talked to me about their goals and dreams and aspirations. Some of them talked to me about being a first-time parent. And I'm just listening at this stranger. And at a certain point, as I listen to these strangers, I will say to them, hey, by the way, I have a YouTube channel. And before I can even get my spiel out, hey, by the way, I have a YouTube channel, they're immediately whipping out their phone. Because by that time, I don't already had established a rapport, and I had to listen to them a good 20 minutes. They're discerning my spirit, and they were subscribing to my channel on the spot. And I did that for 10 solid months, that second year of my channel. I was in that trenches in my zip code for 10 solid months, approaching well over 100 plus people a month in my zip code. And what I was noticing, I was beginning to see acquire well over 100 natural subscribers for 10 months from people in my zip code. And that took blood, sweat, and tears. After working 12 hours on my job during the time, getting off work, going up to that gas station after I got off work for a good 3-4 hours before I even went home. Then I would be up to that gas station on the weekend for hours, meeting people like I was running for office. And what I noticed within that 10-month time frame, I'm getting 100 natural subscribers for over 10 months. And that's how I got my first 1,000 subscribers from the natural environment. That first 1,000 subscribers is the base, is the core of my channel. And those 1,000 subscribers that I met in the real world didn't just subscribe to my channel. They were sending me comments. They were watching my videos. They were doing all of these things. And then I began to notice my watch hours rise and rise and rise and rise. That first 1,000 natural subscribers had a direct impact on this channel being awarded the YouTube Silver Play Button Award. And that was a tremendous feat to get that first 100,000 subscribers. But my first 1,000 subscribers set the platform for that to happen, people. That first 1,000 subscribers set the platform for this channel to get monetized. That first 1,000 subscribers was directly linked to my channel be able to far exceed that 4,000 watch hours within 365 days. That first 1,000 subscribers, still send me comments. What I was noticing about my first 1,000 natural subscribers are people I actually met in my zip code. What was happening is, because now I would run into these 1,000 people in my zip code when I'm coming and going to the gas station or the post office. We all live in the same zip code. What I was noticing is now they were engaging me in follow-up dialogue. So now we're going into follow-up discussion, and I'm just listening. They were so impressed with my content, these 1,000 subscribers. Now what these 1,000 subscribers did was turn everybody on in their household to my channel. So now you're talking about vicariously through them, more people subscribing to my channel, because I'm establishing this ongoing rapport with these 1,000 people in my zip code. And they would see me coming and going in that zip code and follow-up discussion, and we would literally keep talking, or I'm listening in terms of where we left off from the prior conversation, and that had a direct impact on where my channel is not right now. Not all of those other hundred thousands and thousands. No, the first 1,000 people made this happen because I got to know them personally. I may not have remember all of those 1,000 names, but when they saw me, they immediately knew who I was. I knew all of their faces. When I saw their face, I was able to connect and link the conversation I had with them prior. And I did this aggressively for 10 months. And that had a direct impact on how my channel got monetized, that first 1,000. Because you can talk to many people, and my 1,000 natural subscribers literally told me, you're about the first content creator that we actually know and engage in real life discussion. Because most people who subscribe to a channel, and if they're impressed with that content creator, you might not see them in your zip code. You might not engage them in real dialogue. You're not going to know them personally. But my first 1,000 subscribers, I can literally say that I met every last one of them. I engaged every last one of them into dialogue, follow-up dialogue, and they all had a direct impact on the success of my channel. That's work, people. If you want to get paid like it's a job, you're going to have to do the work like it's a job. And I did all of that simultaneously in the workforce, because I retired September 2023. But when I did all that, I was still in the workforce. And back then, my channel, YouTube channel, I really had to approach it like a job. First of all, to get monetized. Number two, most importantly, to connect with my first 1,000. Number three, get out there in the trenches and make this thing happen. Because that first year, I only earned 100 subscribers. Going into that second year, I said, ain't no way in the world if my channel continued at this slow path, it'll take me forever to get 1,000 subscribers. If it took me a year to get 100, ain't no way. I had to go into my business plan and I had to make some adjustments. And the major adjustment I made into year two, I got my behind out there in the real world, in my zip code, in the trenches, and I engaged people into dialogue. And that was not easy, because you got to have people skills to do that. You got to have people skills to walk up to strangers. And I didn't just walk up to 100 plus to strangers, 100 plus strangers per month. I may have met in the course of a month. I may have met, or I may have observed 200 people in a month. But if I wasn't discerning their spirit, I didn't approach them. So mind you now, I may have observed 200 people in a month, but if I didn't discern their spirit, I would not approach the person and to engage in dialogue. So of the 200 people I observed in a course of a month, I made it my business to approach at least 150 in a course of a month to engage in dialogue. And that took effort. That took being strategic. That took effort. That took time. That took courage. Because everybody's not approachable. If I wasn't feeling the person's spirit for whatever reason, I paid attention to the spirit. I observed that person and I saw them walk right on by, but I did not approach that person. But if I observed the person and discerned the spirit, then I moved in to the next piece, which was to approach the person. And that took time. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of strangers in 1 month. And you have to ask yourself, could you have done something like that? Approach 200 strangers or 150 strangers every single month after work for 10 months to grow your channel. And I'm telling you, that took blood, sweat, and tears. And that's why always from time to time, I'm going to revisit and give powerful acknowledgement to my first 1,000 subscribers. They still follow me because I get the comments. They're still monitoring me. They're gonna hear. They know who they are, because we spent too many times in the trenches with ongoing discussion, follow-up discussion. They knew me by sight. These folks, many of them I knew their name too, but I couldn't remember all 1,000 names. But they only had to remember one name, Marie Holiday. So they know who you are. They're in North Carolina. My first 1,000 know who you are. Y'all made it happen. Not these other 300,000 plus folks that subscribe to my channel through the world of social media. The difference between my first 1,000 compared to my other 300 plus thousand, my first 1,000 got to meet me in person at that gas station. For real, for real. That's right. And follow-up discussion. For real, for real. You know what color car I got. I know what color car you got. For real, for real. That's real talk, people. That's real talk. You can't not negate the fight. That first 1,000, I wouldn't have got my silver play button if it wouldn't have been for those first 1,000. Because imagine this for a moment. Those first 1,000 turned my channel on to everybody in their home. That first 1,000 went to their jobs and told all their friends and co-workers about my channel. Now they don't subscribe to my channel. It just kept on moving like that. So now you got that first 1,000 on subscribe to your channel. Each of those 1,000 can bring in an additional 10 people. Do your math on that, people. Now, that's why I begin to see my watch hours. I begin to see explosive growth in my watch hours that second year. And it doesn't stop. They're still talking about my channel. They're still turning folks on to my channel, that first 1,000. And the people they turn my channel on, they're turning my channel on to the next people in the next layer, in the next layer. And that has an impact on now my channel being into the whole nother stratosphere and getting brand deals. This is real talk, people. That's the baseline. That first 1,000 is the base. That business plan is the base. You know, showing up like it's a job is the base. That work-life balance is the base. Being guided by the Spirit is the core of your channel. And that is the secret, right? That's the blueprint right there. And you ain't got to do nothing fancy. You got content creators think, oh, they got to do all this editing and getting all this high expensive equipment and worrying about high definition videos. And you ain't got to do none of that. Because if you're doing all that, it ain't following these tips that I talked about, you're setting yourself up for failure. I use my smartphone from day one because my thing is people are coming to your channel for your substance. They're not coming to your channel on whether or not you edit your videos or you don't edit your videos or your lighting or your bike drop or your money you spend on equipment. They don't care about all that. What they're coming to your channel for is do you have something of value to bring to the table? Your knowledge, your skills, your information, a how-to video, something inspiring, a real talk, something of value. That is why they're coming to your channel. They're not coming to your channel based off how much money you spend on your equipment or how much time you do behind the scenes to edit a video. I don't know anything about no editing. But I do have the skills to approach people, to engage people in dialogue and get them to feel comfortable enough to the point that they're talking to me about their goals and dreams and aspirations, their frustrations, their problems, the financial problems. They're using me as a sounding board and to be able to feel comfortable to do that with a stranger. And then at the end, whipping out the phone to subscribe to my channel. I got the ability to do that. And at the end of the day, that had a direct impact on where my channel is right now. So again, share this information in terms of if you want to get paid as a content creator like a job, you must show up and approach this like it is a job. Because over time, you will begin to see your monthly checks from YouTube rise and rise and rise to the point where you so focus on your content in following that business model to the point where whatever money you get as a content creator, the money's coming. You even got to worry about that. What you really need to be focused on is following that business model, being guided by the Spirit, keeping God first, and everything else will fall in place. Because if you're just money driven, you're going to go astray. I'm here to tell you. But if you are driven by something higher than money, that Spirit, and you got that business plan in place, and you're doing the footwork, I'm telling you everything else will fall in place. I'm here to tell you. You know, and I still, as a content creator, I still got, like I said, these other goals I got to work on. I got to continue to look at my business plan, adjust it, revise it, and keep that balance and just keep it moving. You know, it's simple. Keep this thing simple. It really is. It really is simple. This is simple being a content creator. And stay abreast of those community guidelines. Follow those community guidelines. There's more evidence that it's a business. You get a 1099 if your channel is monetized at the end of the year. There's more evidence that this is a business, people. It's not personal. It's a business. So that's all I have on this topic. Again, I want to thank all of my supporters. I want to thank everyone for supporting my channel. I'm really excited on where God is going to take my channel to the next stratosphere. And I'm here to tell you. That's all I have. Simplify, simple fidelity. And I'm leaving you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.